taking it to the next level every day as a culture is critical to success.
They seem hungry after that loss, right? And I think everything's coming together the right way. I'm so excited. Who's ready for football? We're there. We're in it. Gibbs, Campbell, Laporta, everything they did in the offseason. It starts now. Amazing.
We've kept our approach and our process very consistent. That's what gives us confidence, and we've been saying this since day one. We want to get better every single year, and we plan to continue to do that.
The NFL season is upon us, and the Lions head into their Week 1 matchup with Matthew Stafford and the LA Rams. Let's get you all set for Sunday Night Football with our Week 1 pregame primer. Lions vs. Rams. Let's go. Before we get you set for Week 1, make sure to like the video. If you dig the vibe here at Johnny Gas Sports, that subscription button and notify bell is the best way to make sure you don't miss any future videos here on the channel. I'd love it if you consider becoming a subscriber. Interacting with Lions fans and all football fans is a true passion of mine. Let me know what you think about Week 1 in the comments down below. Let's get into today's topics. Let's start with the news, notes, and roster updates as we head into Week 1 Sunday Night Football. Injury designations. Lions have deemed safety Lawrence Strickland out with his thumb injury. Also, safety Ifti Melifonwu listed as doubtful. I believe he will be ultimately out of Week 1 with the ankle. And DJ Reader listed as questionable, still getting back into football shape. He was a late addition this offseason as he was recovering from his quad injury. Ultimately, I think some other roster moves the Lions have made heading into Week 1 will solve this riddle. Lions signed defensive tackle Chris Smith to the 53-man roster and also elevated defensive tackle Kyle Pecco. I think that tells you what we need to know about DJ Reader's true status. I think we end up seeing him Week 2. Lions also elevated Tom Kennedy to the active roster, which is very interesting considering the Lions really need an X-wide receiver in the mix moving forward for their scheme. The Rams on the other side of the ball unfortunately lost one of their starting cornerbacks. Darius Williams has been placed on injured reserve with a lingering hamstring injury. They have already had some struggles in the cornerback room, and I think this really puts them behind now on the defensive side of the ball. We've talked about them losing Hall of Famer Aaron Donald, so they need to kind of see what they get up front. They've made some additions there. So I think with the Lions' high-powered offense now, a lot of injuries building up on the Rams side. We'll talk about how that truly affects this game in Week 1. We've had some interesting games already now as we've kicked off the NFL season. Chiefs-Ravens and the Thursday night kickoff was a very entertaining game. Ravens ended up losing by a literal toe. That is incredible. If the guy's a half shoe size smaller, the Ravens end up forcing overtime, and it would have been a truly historic ending. But the Chiefs get out of Week 1 with a victory. And then the night after, Friday night kickoff between the Eagles and Packers, another entertaining game. Got to see huge plays and kind of the resurgence of Saquon Barkley there in Week 1. We'll see if he can sustain that. You saw the playmakers on Green Bay's side. And then, of course, you got to bring up the unfortunate injury to Jordan Love. Now, through all the speculation and everything you saw today, it ended up only being an MCL sprain, but that will affect him over the next, I think they said 4 to 6 weeks, 3 to 6 weeks, and that could vary depending on how the recovery goes. So, you still kind of, it's going to put Green Bay behind the 8 ball. They certainly cannot get off to some kind of 0-6 start. That would be worst case scenario, but they got some good news in the sense that it wasn't an ACL, it wasn't a tear, and they will see him back over at least the first quarter of the season. So we'll see what sort of comes out of that. But let's dive into Week 1, Lions-Rams. What a great way to kick off the NFL season for the Lions and Rams. Sunday Night Football, September 8th, 8:20 kickoff on NBC and Peacock. Should be a great scene and atmosphere in downtown Detroit and at Ford Field. That place is truly bananas now for Lions football. I'm not living there now, but I spent the first 25 years of my life as a Detroiter and a true blue Michigander. And I've been down there several times. It's a great place to watch a football game, and it's gotten even better now with the Lions' resurgence. Of course, the biggest storyline is Matthew Stafford coming back for the first time in the regular season. We know what happened in the wild card game. We've discussed that in detail, so I won't beat that up here. He's not going to want to go out of that place without a fight. And no matter what they have going on their offensive line, the injuries they have defensively, I think he will do everything in his power to keep them in this game. The Lions begin their quest for their organization's first Super Bowl trip and potential Super Bowl victory. It all starts here in week 1. They have a ton of momentum coming off of last season, even with that devastating loss to the 49ers in the NFC Championship game. I think they've done all the right things this offseason. They're coming in healthy, although the starters have not played in the offseason and in the preseason. I think they should have enough continuity within the organization to hit the ground running here in week 1. The true question for the Lions, of course, is has the defense improved enough to win them a Super Bowl? They've revamped the secondary. They've made changes up front. Have they gotten enough help for Aiden Hutchinson to truly make a defense and take the Lions to where they want to go? With the injuries building on the Rams side of the football, the line has moved to -4.5. The over-under now set at 52.5 here for the game. Lions will debut their new uniforms and will go with the all blues for week 1. I'm very excited. I love the new look here. There was talk that they may debut the black uniforms here for week 1, but it has been made official. They will rock the blueberries here against the Rams. I think overall the Lions will overwhelm the Rams in this game. Offensively, they've already done that over the last several seasons. I think that will carry into week 1. Ben Johnson in this offense was humming last year. They were top 3. I think they continue that. They've bolstered their offensive line. They have the best running back duo in the NFL, in my opinion, along with the best offensive line in the NFL. I think Jared Goff will be ready to go. And I just think that now, with the build cornerback injury here for the Rams, the Lions should be able to do anything they want to do here in week 1. With the injuries now up front to the Rams offensive line, and I hate to focus on injuries being the primary factor, but it just seems to be building for Los Angeles to where they might not be able to overcome this. And although I think they still stay in the game, I think the Lions really overwhelm the situation. Not only the Lions, but Ford Field, week 1, Sunday Night Football. I think it's all in the Lions' favor. Yes, I'm a biased Lions fan. I'm not going to sit here and tell you I'm not. And as much as I try not to be, I think this one is just set up for the Lions to truly have success. I'll stick with my true prediction from my game review, so definitely go check out that video for more detail on both sides of the football. But I think the Lions win this game 31-24, so I would take them minus the 4.5 points, and I think they will finish over the 52.5. Lions win in week 1, going to 1-0 and kick off their season on a high note. And it should be a fun game. I'm super excited. Football's back. So you have to tell me, how excited are you for week 1? Did I get it right here? Does my game review give you what you need? Does the primer give you everything you need here? What do you think of the week 1 matchup with the Rams? Is my final score prediction the way to go? You think the Lions overwhelm it? Or do you think we get more of a football game? Let me know what you think. Talking Lions football is a true blessing. It's been so much fun. Thank you guys for the recent support. Make sure to hit the like button if you dig everything we're doing here on the channel. That subscription button and notify bell is the best way to make sure you don't miss any future videos. But more than anything else, make sure to take care of yourself and your mental health. I want to make sure you come back and see me on future videos. Thank you guys so much for your time. Have an excellent day. Go Lions.